Hai, Assalamualaikum. Bertemu kita dalam
Celik-celik kewangan Islam. Cop. Oh my god, guys. We should do in English, okay?
Okay, cut.
Yeah.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. I'm Arif.
I'm Salmia.
I'm Marina.
So, what we are going to be discussed today?
Okay, so basically today we are going to discuss regard to the retail financing. So basically, retail financing have 3 types of product, which are
Personal financing.
vehicle financing.
And home financing.
Okay, so without further ado, let's get started.
Personal financing refer to an Islamic version of personal loan. Basically, people apply personal financing because to meet their personal needs. For today, I'm going to discuss about personal financing in Bank Islam and Maybank conventional. And then I'm going to compare with Bank Islam Brunei and Canadian Bank. Okay, Bank Islam, personal financing is unsecured or secure term financing with calculation based on fixed rate or floating rate. Okay, there are 3 types of personal financing that offered by Bank Islam, which is personal financing I package, personal financing I non-package, and program for medical practitioner. Okay, the eligibility and document required by Bank Islam are okay. Next, I'm going to show you about the profit rate in the Bank Islam in personal financing. Okay, there are 2 rates in personal financing in Bank Islam, which is first is fixed rate, and then second is floating rate. Okay, this are formula for fixed rate and floating rate. Okay, next is interest rate in personal financing in Maybank conventional. There are 3 interest rate, which is 8% for finance of RM 5,000 to RM 20,000, and for 7% is RM 20,000 to 50,000, and 6.5% is 50,000 to 100,000. Okay, this example for calculation of monthly payment for Maybank conventional as follows. Next, I'm going to compare the local bank with the foreign bank, which is Bank Islam with BIBD and Maybank conventional versus the Canadian bank. Okay, the comparison as follows. So check it out. For Bank Islam and Bank Islam Brunei, in Bank Islam there are 2 type of rate, which is fixed rate and floating rate. But in Bank Islam Brunei, there are only fixed rate. Okay, for Bank Islam, the fixed rate is from 4.99% to 7%, and for floating rate is for 1 to 3 years. The rate is base rate and plus 2.25 rate, and for 4 to 10 years, the base rate is plus with the 3.15% per annum. Okay, for Bank Islam, the profit rate is 7.5% of APR. Okay, we can see that the example for the calculation monthly payment for Bank Islam and Bank Islam Brunei. Next is a contract that used in Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam for personal financing. Okay, the flow is show as follows. Okay. The interest rate for Maybank conventional, they are for 8% they are 5,000 to 20,000, 7% to 20,000 to 50,000, and 6.5% 50,000 to 100,000. And for the Canadian bank, the interest rate is based on competitive rate. Okay, this formula for calculation of monthly payment for the Maybank and Canadian bank as follows.
Okay, so next I will discuss about the vehicle financing. Okay, in order for us to understand the vehicle financing, I will compare it with the Maybank and also the Bank Islam. Okay, Bank Islam offer three types of products, which are vehicle financing Islamic, vehicle financing Islamic grade hits, and also superbike financing Islamic. Okay, so what document required by Bank Islam in order to apply for the vehicle financing? Okay, first you need to have a photocopy of IC, and then you need a licensing, okay, and then you need a few other documents, which is the 3-month statement, 3 months of bank statement, and then 3 months of salary slip, okay, and then the latest EPF or EF form, and then for the grad hit, you need to the additional form, which is the transcript or scroll. Okay. Okay, so the eligibility to apply for the vehicle financing will be shown as follows. Okay, so next I will be explain about the flow of the contract used by the Bank Islam, which is the Murabaha purchase order. The flow can be explained as below. Okay, next I will explain regard to the Maybank conventional. Maybank conventional offer two types of product, which are the hire purchase and also my first car loan. Okay. Next, the eligibility and the document required in order for a customer to apply to the Maybank conventional will be shown as follows. Okay, next I will compare the calculations of the Bank Islam and also the Maybank conventional. As you can see, the calculations is quite similar. However, the Maybank conventional use interest rate and the Bank Islam use profit rate. Okay, next I will compare with the international bank or foreign bank. Okay, for comparing between the local and also the foreign bank, I will choose the Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam and also the Canadian PLC Bank. Okay, first I will compare it between the Bank Islam in Malaysia and also Bank Islam in Brunei. Okay, basically as you can see, Bank Islam in Malaysia offer three types of product, and also Bank Islam Brunei also offer two types of product, which is vehicle financing I, and also motorcycle financing I. Okay. What makes it different between the Bank Islam in Malaysia and also Bank Islam in Brunei is actually the contract that been used. Okay, for the Bank Islam in Malaysia, as we know, as I mentioned before, Bank Islam in Malaysia they use MPO, right? Okay. However, in Brunei they still use ITAP. Okay, the flow of the ITAP can be shown as follow. Okay, next is the calculation between these two banks, which is the Bank Islam Brunei and also Bank Islam in Malaysia. If you can see, it is just similar between both of the banks. Okay, any question? Okay, next, I will compare between the Maybank conventional in Malaysia and also the Canadian PLC Bank. In the Maybank, they offer two types of product. Okay, and then in the Canadian, they just offer auto loan. However, auto loan will be consist of the either car or motorcycle. Okay, and then the calculations of the Canadian bank and also the Maybank is quite different. So the calculations between the Canadian and also the Maybank conventional can be shown as follow.
Okay, welcome back to my channel. Today, I would like to explain about the home financing. So, my presentation will be start with the Bank Islam, follow with the Maybank conventional and Mizan Islamic Bank, and will be end with the Development Bank of Singapore. So, for the Bank Islam, they have two type of product, which is property financing, buy-to home financing, property financing, wadah home refinancing. So what the difference between home financing and home refinance? So the difference is for the home financing is the when you want to buy the home, you need have the financing. But for the refinancing, you already have the financing and then you want to refinance your financing to get more cash. For example, you are entitled to apply the financing if you are 18 years old until 17 years old, and you also a Malaysian citizen and you are not bankruptcy and don't have any legal action. So what is the document required to apply the home financing for Bank Islam? Basically, the document required are the same with the conventional one. So firstly, you need fill up the form, and you need to have photocopy of identity card, sale purchase agreement, 3 months salary and letter from the employer. So, what is the contract that applied by Bank Islam for the home financing? So, the contract is tawaruk. So, based on the Bank Negara guideline, a tawaruk contract consists two kind of transaction, which is sale and purchase. So, the bank will purchase the commodity and then sell to the customer with the profit, and then the bank will act on behalf of customer to sell back the commodity to the market. And then now I would like to show the illustration or the flow of tawaruk that apply by the Bank Islam. So the illustration as the show as follow. Okay, that is the illustration of tawaruk for the Bank Islam. Now we move to the conventional bank. So for the conventional bank, I choose Maybank for the home loan. So Maybank offer two products for home loan, which is a Maxi Home and Maxi Flexi. So what the difference between Maxi Home and Maxi Flexi? So the difference is the payment of installment. For the Maxi Home, the payment of installment is fixed. It means that if you are entitled to pay 1,000 per month, so you need to pay 1,000. You can't pay more than 1,000. But for the flexi, you can pay more than you are entitled to pay. It means that if you are entitled to pay 1,000 per month, you can pay more than 1,000. For example, 1,500 600 ringgit. And then you are entitled to apply this loan if you are individual, 18 years old and above. You're also entitled for the partnership and private limited and public limited companies. So what is the document required for apply the home loan? It is same like the Bank Islam. You need fill the form, photocopy of IC, identity card, sale purchase agreement between you and the developer, and then 3 months salary, and then the letter from the employer. So now I would like to show the calculation between Bank Islam and Maybank conventional. So the calculation will show as follow. Okay, we done with the calculation from Bank Islam and Maybank. Now we move outside from the Malaysia. For the foreign banks, I would like to choose Mizan Islamic Bank. Actually, Mizan Islamic Bank is the famous bank in Pakistan. So for the Mizan Islamic Bank, they have one housing financing, which is Easy Home. So for the Easy Home offered by the Mizan Islamic Bank, they apply the contract of diminishing musyarakah. So what is the diminishing musyarakah? So in the diminishing musyarakah, the bank and the customer will join own the property. This means that the bank and the customer will have ownership to the property. So the share of the customer will be divided based on the number of units that owned by the customer. So the customer will continue to pay the rent until the customer have fully ownership of the property. So the illustration of diminishing musyarakah show as follow. Now I would like to show the calculation between diminishing musyarakah and tawarruk. So the calculation will be shown as follow. Okay, we done with the calculation. Now we move to the last part of discussion. So the last is I would like to compare the home loan between local bank and the foreign bank. So for the local bank, I choose Maybank, and for the foreign bank, I choose Development Bank of Singapore. So Development Bank of Singapore only have one type of home loan. So now we move to the calculation between two. So the calculation has been shown as follows. Okay guys, thank you for watching our video. Hopefully you guys understand and enjoy our videos.
And then don't forget to subscribe and like the button below if you like this video. Okay? See you soon. Bye.
Standing and enjoys watching our video.
Understand lah, understanding apa?
Hopefully you guys. Siapa pandai aku? Pandai tu. Okay.